And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have a magnificent guest with us today, one who is going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than our brother, student minister Nuri Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, Brother Josh. It's an honor and a privilege to be back on your wonderful platform and share space and time with you, mighty warrior.
All praises due to Allah, sir. Yes, sir. The honor is mine. I want to make sure that we, on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, that we extend the greetings to your family as well and let them know that we have nothing but love for you and them, and we're rooting for you all to continue to win in life, sir.
Well, all praises due to Allah. Thank you very much, Brother Josh, and all of the soldiers that help you put this together and the viewing audience. And we wish the same for you and yours and for them and theirs. So
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Praise be to Allah. Well, yes, sir. We have a lot of questions. People were, excited about you coming on per usual, but we want to start right with the book. The title, that's a great title. How did that come about?
Accidentally on purpose. Well, I don't know. I had been working on a book to deal with, what can we offer to our people that will help them to take, number one, get them the knowledge of how powerful their mind is and turn that potential power or energy that the mind has into kinetic and give them the mental strength to start levitating over life's challenges and having unlimited progress in life. So I don't know what I was just sitting down thinking, and it stood out loud in my mind, the mathematics of the mind. I had already been forming most of the chapters, and the subject just hit me at once, and I said that's it.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, can you go over some of the chapters with us so we can just the topic so we can brief overview so we can make sure we support you.
And I just work here, but Josh, let me look. Hold on. But well, this is like I said, this is a 33 chapter expose
Mm,
on the power of the mind and how to find that power of the mind, feed it, nurture it, and then put it into service to get you luxury, money, good home, friendships in all walks of life, peace, and contentment of mind. So some of the chapters is how to feed the mind, conversations and thoughts, the mathematically precise logical thought, new math, the difficulty factor, bidirectional communication that takes into consideration and breaks down the interdependent relationship between the stomach and the brain. The most
mm,
Elijah Muhammad said this in How to Eat to Live. He said, we have two digestive systems, one in the stomach and one in the head, and what affects one affects the other. So this means that we are not just the product of what we put into our mind, we're also a product of what we put into our mouth. We break down that in that chapter. Oh man, it's so many different ones. Supreme discipline, unlimited power, the battlefield of the mind, self-discipline. It's so many different chapters that, like I said, ultimately not just teach on the power of the mind, but has a practical application guide in every chapter that's user-friendly on how we can put the principles into practice. And as you said, Brother Joshua, win in this thing called life. But I think that, I say this, when I was editing the book for the final edit in my office, I broke down crying so hard, just thinking about how much I wish I would have known this 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So, this is the product of being a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and taking the bright searchlight of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad out into the world and looking into neuroscience looking into the science and the formula for mental strength that has been unpacked by many great people all over the world and consolidated, put into one book in a way that hopefully, no matter whether you are 7 or 70, you can understand it and be inspired from it and be ready to wake up and start a new day and make that next day the first day of the rest of your life. That's the way we kind of put it together. And it broke me down, brother Josh. I'm telling you, it broke me down. I was in there crying. I mean, crying, crying. But it was just tears of joy in my heart, believing that our people are going to get so much from it. And I'm saying that I don't care whatever challenge of life you have, whether you are trying to make more money, defeat depression, be a better husband, be a better wife, lose weight, whatever it is, this book will help you develop that mental strength that you'll levitate over those problems. And you know, when you use the term levitate, it's meaning that you're above something, and because you don't have the resistance or the friction of your foot on that object, it's almost like you can float over it. That's what we designed it for, and I think it's gonna do just that.
All praise due to Allah. Powerful. Yes, sir. As usual. And so many people are showing you love all around the world. Sister Miriam says, Assalamu alaikum, family. Alaikum salam. Sister Angel says, Assalamu alaikum. Sister Latasha, absolutely powerful. People are bear witness. And we can't wait to upload this to YouTube. I want to stay right there. When you said you broke down crying, I recently interviewed 2 weeks ago, Brother Mark from Chicago, Mark Diesel. And he talked about, yes, sir. And he talked about how he cried. And I said, I just couldn't picture that. You know, I was like,
Diesel.
And he was saying how it's therapeutic for men to be able to go by yourself and get that. What advice would you give to men on the struggle for balance and knowing, you know, when to, you know, how to cry, be tough at the same time? Like, what would you say to that?
Well, you know, of course, that we are taught in the teachings, and we were blessed with a real-time revelation that Allah God sent through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in something that's called the Self-Improvement Study Guides. And it is really, it is 21 study guides that really peel open the heart, soul, and mind of man and allows us to use the Bible, the Quran, and the teachings as weapons to destroy what shouldn't be there and tools to repair ourselves. In that study guide system, in study guide 18, look at what it's called. Rise above emotions.
Yes, sir.
Into the thinking of God. It didn't say kill the emotions. It said rise above them. Our problem is that the God gave emotions to us, but we operate like he gave us to emotions. We let emotions control us instead of us controlling emotions. So the fact that the minister didn't say kill them, but rise above them, means that these emotions have value if they are properly placed and properly used. Everything in life has an appropriate emotional response to it. So if you're, in this case, I'm experiencing a great joy. And you know from the medical field that anytime that a person is going through a physically traumatic event, they'll just go unconscious. That's a response. That's a physiological response to pain that the God put in man to help us to actually survive the pain and be able to come out on the other side after we come to with less pain.
Yes, sir.
Well, so it is with, you know, if you have an emotion that comes up, that there's life experience, life events have an appropriate emotion. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, what the Quran tells us is that for the believer, there shall be no fear, nor shall we grieve. So grief is whenever a negative circumstance shows up in life and you become chronically down, chronically in tears. And grief, the minister said, really is criticism of God. Because when something happens that's negative, that's bad, that hurts, it's natural for you to have a physiological response from pain, from sadness. And that physiological response is a tear. But if you keep having that physiological response from a negative circumstance, now you've gone out of the appropriate distribution of the emotion into the inappropriate, called grief, and you are criticizing God because you're saying that God didn't know what he was doing whenever he did whatever he did, or he allowed to happen whatever he allowed to happen. But we don't grieve. So in that sense, yes, it's okay for, you know, a man or anyone else to participate in the appropriate emotion for a circumstance. But it's not okay for us to stay into a chronic state of sadness that you'll call grief and be down for a long time and just keep crying over something. That's not good mathematics of the mind.
Praise be to Allah. And where can we get your book, sir?
Right now, NuriMuhammad.com is the easiest place, NuriMuhammad.com. Of course, we are thankful that we just put it out 9 days ago on Amazon as one of our sources for distribution. And for 9 days, it's been the #1 new release in 4 different categories on Amazon. All praises are due to Allah. So get it. Get it from Amazon. Get it on my website. If you click on my website, it'll send you to a link to there right now, because we're trying to run it up on Amazon. Because unfortunately, you know, Master Father Muhammad said this about people. He said, people are like fish. They travel in schools.
That's right. That's right.
And most people have a mob psychology, meaning we don't do what we're going to do because we feel like it, think it's right, or don't do it because we think it's wrong. It's really whatever is popular. So I seen some little young brothers do an experiment on social media the other day, playing around, and they just start running, they went to 5 different places, outside at a basketball game, inside of a mall, a couple other spots. They just start running and looking over their shoulder, and everybody they ran past start running with them. Mob psychology. So we thought putting it on Amazon, because you know how we shop online.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We do. When we look online, we look at them stars, and then we look at those reviews.
That's right. That's right.
And even if it's 5 stars, if it's only 3 people that said it, you're like, oh, let me keep searching for another product.
That's right. That's
right. You
right.
want to find something that got 14,000 people that gave it a 4.5-star review, and you say, all right, that's the one I'm going buy. So we thought, since our people have become like sheeple instead of people,
that's right,
and we're more into conformity than we are into morality. What is the difference between conformity and morality? Morality is whenever you do what is right, regardless of what everybody's doing. But conformity is when you do what everybody is doing, regardless to what's right. So our people are in that condition right now. So we know that if I can get them to see stars, ratings, a banner that shows up #1 new release, even though Amazon taking a whole lot of more money, and I don't like that. But at the end of the day, we put it on Amazon so that we could create that rating, those reviews, and get into a category where people will say, man, this must be a good book. Let me go ahead and order it. So NuriMuhammad.com or Amazon. And right now, they're offering, Amazon just sent me a notification that said they're giving 20 to 50 points for your Amazon account for every book you purchase, which sometimes can equal $20 to $50 just from purchasing the book. So it's moving good enough where they are offering deals, and it's a 2-day delivery time right now for anyone that orders it. So get it. And then, we're going to have it at Savior's Day for all the Muslims that's coming to Savior's Day.
Yes,
we're going
sir.
to
Yes, sir.
Day, and I look forward to shaking your hand and signing.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And once again, we're minister people showing you love all around the world, saying, Assalamu alaikum, family, alaikum salam, sister Naima. Thank you all for watching. Brother Michael J., our YouTube family, Brother Kente, Brother Musa, Sister Aunties, the whole everyone who's showing love. Brother Student Minister Nuri just gave us a great segue into the 60-second commercial for the sponsors of the People's Podcast. We're grateful for every like, share, and subscription, and we're coming right back to our brother with some questions, and I really look forward to hearing his thoughts on my announcement that I made today via social media, and I want to hear his thoughts on this. 1 second, here we go. There we go. Boom, boom, boom.
Farrakhan.
Okay, hold on.
The Book of Joshua Farrakhan, On Living with Michael Jackson, Friendship with Muhammad Ali, and being the son of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Being on security when the most honorable Elijah Muhammad departed. 7 exclusive interviews on the People's Podcast with Joshua Leonard Muhammad.
Well, it's just love, man.
Perfect. 1 second. And we're coming right back to our brother minister. And I have one more to all of the sponsors. Here we go. For every like, share, subscription, thank you all. Shout out to, here we go. Boom. There we go. All right. And we're coming right back to our brother. This happens. All right. And there we go. Share my screen.
Television and film editing.
Okay, perfect. Boom. And we thank you for these sponsors. Thank you, Rashad. Thank you, Mimi and Naima. Here we go. 1 second.
Television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. Sister Miriam's ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, and now Spanish book. All 3 available on Amazon.com. Sister Naima's Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country, right here in the studios of Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Henry Carter's King Henry Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad's COVID-19 Disinfected Cleaning Services, out of Chicago. Student Minister Sharif Muhammad's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, available on adulsharif.com. And lastly, Brother Joshua Muhammad's book, Cleopatra, as well as No Father, No Excuse, both available on Amazon.
Boom. Okay. Well, yes, sir. Well, brother minister, I wanted to ask you, I just released my book as well. I was promoting seven interviews with Brother Joshua Farrakhan, and I wanted to know, what is your favorite memory that you had with Brother Joshua?
Brother Joshua, I have so many, but may Allah be pleased with him and your namesake, Brother Josh. That's where that name came from.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
The Brother Joshua was responsible for me getting my name to a great extent. The minister had told me that he had a name for me a couple of times, and we were with the minister in a hotel, and Brother Joshua was telling the minister that, in so many words, I've been with you many places, and I have to say to you that I just wanted to know if I'm thinking right. But this brother right here, your minister, I've never seen someone that has such a kindred spirit as to you as he does. And the minister was drinking coffee, and he shook his head and agreed. He said, yes, he has such a pure spirit. and a clean spirit. And Brother Joshua was agreeing. Then he said some other things. And he asked the minister, he said, Dad, I wanted to know if it's okay for me to put his number in your phone and put your number in his phone. And he said, yes. The minister said, yes, not that name. And then he gave me the name. So it was just me, him, and Brother Joshua in that room whenever it happened. But it was Brother Joshua that sparked it. But I have so many memories that feels like that was a little bit of a positive memory that's just selfish to me. But, you know, it's so many things that he said and he's done. And just in the way that he smiles at you and greets you from a distance. He was the embodiment of really brotherhood and brotherly love. He's a very, very beautiful brother. And I was trying my best every time that I was around him to drink in those qualities and gifts that Allah gave him, because that's how we keep him alive, doing what he used to do for us, for other people. And he sure did a lot for me. So I'm thankful to Allah for that great warrior, Brother Joshua Farrakhan.
Oh, praise to Allah. Excellent. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I want to go back to this question when you said, when you're dealing with the mathematics arising above the problems. Is that something right now, the climate in America, of all races, genders, everything, the tension is tight,
Yeah.
but primarily individuals who are going, because some people can't even think about help family members, can't help friends, people, those of us who are just going through it on a day-to-day. What advice would you give to us to help us rise above the problems in our life? Well,
you're exactly right in your diagnosis, Brother Joshua, that it's not just a Black man problem or Black woman problem, a young problem, old problem. Everybody on the earth is struggling with having an adequate amount of mind power to deal with the pressure from the environment. Listen to these words. The minister said this. He said the mental strength that is required in this time to survive is greater than it has ever been in the history of the world. The mental strength that is required at this time to survive is greater than it's ever been in the history of the world. Problem though, if we're in a time where to survive, you need the greatest mental strength ever, and the way mental strength has been proven to be built is by resisting evil, challenging yourself to do things that you don't feel like doing, but you know are good for you. And number 3, reading. See, the brain is a muscle, Brother Josh. It's a muscle, which means that it functions under the same logic as every other muscle. So anytime you want to build up a muscle, you have to put resistance on that muscle.
Yes,
and
sir.
Every muscle in the body has its appropriate exercise. You want the bicep muscle to be strong, the proper exercise for that is called a curl. You want your chest muscle to be strong, the appropriate exercise is a press, legs, squat, etc. So what's the appropriate exercise to build up the mental strength or to build up this brain muscle? It's reading, it's resisting evil, and it's challenging yourself to do things that are good for you that might be uncomfortable or not easy. So if you have a world that doesn't read anymore, a world that is not resisting evil, and if we are challenging ourselves, it's barely, and it's for an improper motive for the most part. So we're not engaged in the type of lifestyle and the everyday regimen that would give us mental strength at a time when the mental strength that is required to survive is greater than it's ever been. So as the pressure of the world gets greater and the mind of the people gets weaker, the more people are imploding. Therefore, insanity is running rampant. Stressed out, anxiety, depression, all running rampant. Why? Mental illness everywhere.
Yes, sir.
It's because the mental strength of the people has gone down at a time that it should be going way up if we're going to be able to survive. So that, you know, that is part of the springboard and the motive for making such a book as the mathematics of the mind, because I'm guaranteeing that if you really read it and apply it, it will give you that mental strength that you'll be able to deal with the pressure of the world like a soldier.
Yes, sir.
May not be easy, but you will come out the winner by the grace of Allah. So that's kind of you know, where it comes from. So yes, you're absolutely right. It's a universal plague. Mental weakness is a universal plague that's affecting all of us, and we want to do our part to try to remedy that.
Yes, sir. All praise due to Allah. So many people are commenting. Thank you all. I see your positive energy that you are sending to our brother, student minister Nuri Muhammad. I have a quick question. Would you say, this is from my sister Miriam. Thank you, Mimi, for asking the question. She said, would you say that the overall mental state of the Black man and woman is similar to when you were a child, or do you feel that it's different? If so, in what ways?
It's a little different now because, you know, we based on the internet and social media, our people have become lazy learners with a Google brain. You know, back in the day, we wasn't smart, but hell, we at least could remember our mama's phone number. You know, back when you had to actually go to a dictionary to look up a word, or go to a library to pick up a book, or a bookstore to read a book. And in the course of you trying to find different jewels and nuggets of wisdom on any given subject, you had to read a lot just to get a little. Then you know, by proxy, you end up acquiring a better vocabulary, better reasoning and deduction skills, better analytical skills. All of that became, your comprehension went up because you had to participate more in the exercise of reading a lot just to get the little you were looking for. But now, if I can just pick up my phone and just tell it what I wanted to know, then I don't even, in my mind, I'm so dependent upon Google that it has become my brain now. I don't need to actually own wisdom. I can just, anytime I got something, just look it up online.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In that sense, it's gotten worse because of that. But the other side of that is that because information is so readily available, we have no excuse for being dumb. You almost have to work hard to be dumb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As much wisdom and information that you have access to. I will say this though, as a warning before you go looking and listening to these social media talking heads on these various different subjects. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said this about the knowledge of this world. He said 90% of the knowledge of this world is falsehood, including the sciences. 90% is falsehood,
yes, sir,
including the sciences. So you gotta go in, you know, to everything you read and everything you watch that comes from anything other than God himself through the most honorable Elijah Muhammad or his minister. You have to go into that thing with a search procedure. You got to stop everything that came from a podcast, every thought that came from a post, everything that come from the news, a book, or something you Google. You got to stop all of that at the gate of your mind.
Go ahead.
And perform a search procedure.
That's right. That's right.
Before you let it into this temple.
You going deep, teacher?
Welcome, brother or sister thought. Who invited you here? Yeah, take everything out your pocket except for loose change and dollar bills. You can't bring nothing harmful. You got any weapons? You can't bring none of that.
Right. That's right.
And then you'll find that as you began to show up with study, with your security, show up to study with your search procedures, show up with your spiritual firewall ready. You'll find that you find all kind of weapons on everything that everybody's saying that needs to be dismissed. So there's a verse in the Bible that says it like this, and we kind of break it down in the book. It says this from Paul. He said, bring every thought captive unto Christ. Bring every thought captive unto Christ. What is he saying? That whatever you hear, whatever you see, whatever you read, before you accept it as the truth and start acting on it, take what you are looking at and ask, what did God himself say on this subject?
Yes, sir.
If you can take what you're learning or what you're thinking and compare it to the mind of God and it matches, keep it. But if you take what you've learned or what you're thinking to the mind of God and it doesn't match, kill it. And if we can keep that system of comparing, and if it matches, keeping, comparing, if it doesn't match, kill it, at a certain point, we'll have our mind full of the truth and full of the wisdom of God, and the falsehood will have no place in our brains, in our minds, and in our life, and we will be able to do what the God did according to the Quran. It says that everything that Allah created, he created in truth. So part of the reason, Brother Josh, we're having such a hard time creating that business, creating the life that we want to live, creating whatever we're trying to bring into existence, is because we're operating with a mind of truth and falsehood. And since falsehood originated nothing, but everything was created in the truth, we short circuit the power of our own mind whenever it has too much falsehood in it. Let's get it 100% true. Have it filled with truth. And anything that we put our mind to, we'll be able to make it happen. We can say be, and it is.
That's right. That's right.
And its process won't take 75, 80 years. It may take 75 or 80 hours.
All praise due to Allah. This is why I love and enjoy doing the People's Podcast, so we can give here this amazing information as well as inspiration. And there's so many comments. I thank you all. Thank everybody. Do showing love. Everybody's commenting and saying, bear witness, praise be to Allah. Thank you very much. And they look forward to shaking your hand at Savior's Day and meeting you. And we're greeting you, giving you the greetings. I wanted to ask you about problem 13. Money, friendships, good homes, all walks of life. Great. You but it shows from your personal businesses to the cafe. Every single thing seems to be success, study, prayer. What is, because I know it's in the book, but can you give us some tidbits for, like you brought it up, our personal, people want money, friendships, good homes, and all walks of life. What's the math on that?
Well, I'm thankful to Allah. There's a preacher that I know that always, how when we greet each other, we always ask how you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? And our traditional salutation is we say fine by the grace of Allah.
Yes, sir.
Because we know that if it were not for his grace and his mercy, in fact, everybody should know. Because the Quran says it like this, that if Allah was to judge man for his sins, there will be no soul left alive on earth. So everybody that still is breathing, we are breathing by the grace of Allah. But look, he says to me, when I talk to him, I asked him, how is he doing? He says, better than I deserve. And I said, you know what? I'm going to have to add that to my fine by the grace of Allah. Fine by the grace of Allah and better than I deserve.
Yes, sir.
The reality, there's something that I shared a few weeks back in one of the messages that I gave from the minister. Do you mind if I try to dig that up?
Oh, man, take your time, bro. Take your time.
It answers the question that you're asking from a divine source. But the words, the minister says this inside of the study guides about the acquisition of success in the material world and money that you can get.
Yes, sir.
If you like to get a copy of this lecture, that you can go to my SoundCloud. It's called Success God's Way. Let me see. It's free. It's free. Let me see if I can find it. Listen to this. Check this out. My
Yes,
brothers
sir.
and sisters in the viewing audience. This is the minister. The acquisition of material things comes automatically to one who has cultivated and developed him or herself through belief and application of the principles of faith. It is the principles that Allah God uses to measure our success, not the results. So there is the promise of Allah is luxury. The promise is money. The promise is good homes and friendship in all walks of life. That's the promise of God. So I'm gonna tell you this, we have nice stuff, but I was riding down the street in one of our nice vehicles, and a brother said to me, one of our brothers, he said, "Oh man, this thing here, this is nice." He said, "Boy, you get ready. This gonna start all kind of little murmuring going on. And the haters is gonna show out on this one." And I was like, well, I can understand that from the people that are blind, deaf, and dumb, but I don't understand that from someone that says they are a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Are you talking about them? Yeah. I said, what should be the results of being on this battlefield, striving to apply the principles, live a righteous life, and save your people? What should be the reward after 27 or 28 years of doing this? If he promised luxury, money, good homes, and friendship in all walks of life, if I've been in this for this long and I don't have some of that, then you should start asking, am I really a real version of what I say I am? Because if that's what he promises to those who are following and believing and applying what he taught, then if I don't have it, look at me funny. Not if I do. And he said, "You're right." So, that's the reality. But I think that it's very important for us to properly unpack this problem 13, which is also in the book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But it deals with, look at the language. It says, after learning mathematics, which is Islam.
That's right.
Islam is mathematics. It stands true. You can prove it in no limit of time.
Yes, sir.
Look. Then you must learn how to use.
Yes, sir.
Your mathematical theology in the proper terms to secure some benefit for yourself while you are alive. That is luxury, money, good home, friendships in all walks of life. So there's two learnings that have to take place.
Go ahead and teach.
One, you got to learn the Islam, which is mathematics. That's the teachings. But now there's a second learning. You got to learn how to use your mathematical theology. Theo in Greek meaning God, ology meaning study of. So you have to learn how to take your study of God and apply it in a mathematical way that you can take yourself as the multiplicand and use the multiplier of the teachings with the universe to bring into existence what it is that you're striving to achieve. And I say that Allah God intervened in our affairs.
Go ahead.
In the person of Master Father, he intervenes.
Yes, sir.
In our affairs. So we don't have to work so hard for money. No, if you work hard to fulfill purpose, save God's people, to serve God's people, and engage in self-improvement as a reward for your service to his people and to him, and trying to show gratitude in becoming the best you can be, Allah will begin to bless us with all of those things that we're looking for. So the minister said it comes automatic. It comes automatically to those who are engaged in self-improvement, paraphrasing, and have practically applied what they believe. So it's real, and it can take place, and I am thankful to Allah, fine by His grace, doing better than what I deserve. But I have a saying, Brother Joshua: pray like everything depends on God, and work like everything depends on you. Don't do one or the other. Because I'm going to tell you this. I know a lot of people that want to do the work like everything depends on them, but they don't want to pray like everything depends on God. And everybody I know that has went out saying that I'm not available, I can't do, I won't be able to show up, I won't be around, I'm going to have to take a break from. Everybody I know that said that to go on what they call a paper chase, everybody I know that ends up chasing paper ends up running from God in the process. No, if you chase your purpose and you chase your God, the paper will chase you. I promise you, that is a true statement.
This is my kind of teaching right here. Go ahead, praise be to Allah. People are showing you love all around the world. Bear witness. This is the bomb. All praises to Allah. The book is amazing. Yes, sir. Teach. Yes, sir. Teach, sir. Somebody, Sister Minister Aisha out of Phoenix. Success, God's way. She loves it. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone who always continue to show love to people's podcasts. Can't wait to upload this to YouTube. I have a clip that I would like to share. Then I'm going to ask you the question, but I want you to see the clip first. And I want to know, did you, in your mind, rising above mathematics, the equation above the problems, did you envision that the man who I'm about to show you at that age would then evolve into the man that we hear today? I want everybody to see this clip. This is a classic. I'm in the music, but this is a classic clip. But our brother is on the cover, and I just wanted to show him that real quick so people can know how long Student Minister Nuri has been putting in work for our nation and man holding it down. Praise be to Allah. Second, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Boom, boom. There we go.
There it is. I see it. Lord have mercy.
Yes, sir.
God made man. White people made niggers. God made man. White people made niggers.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to share that clip real quick because growing up, this was something that was played in Chicago and all around the nation, and to see you on the cover, but not as you weren't the star that you became, that you are now. Did you know back then what your future held?
No, sir. At that point, I was 17 years old.
Okay.
And I had just came in the ranks.
Okay, yes, sir.
So I had only been in the ranks probably a few months, and I was much closer in mind to that bottom picture. If you look at that bottom picture, you see me standing there with my pants halfway sagged down, and look at what I'm doing with the gun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not even pointing the gun at an op. I'm pointing the gun at myself. So I was at that phase when I first came. That's what I was on, just like all of us, on the path of self-destruction.
Yes, sir.
And gradually the killing of myself. At that time, I when I first came in contact with the teachings, I felt so bad that I didn't know this all my life. And when I first came in contact with the teaching, I said, man, I should have been knowing this. I remember asking my mother, I was like, Mom, how come you didn't know nothing about the teachings? What are you talking about? I said, no, you never bought a final call.
Mm.
No, I ain't never seen a bean pie or nothing.
Mm.
I don't know nothing about none of this. And she's like, no, I didn't either. Me, I don't know nothing either.
Mm.
So I felt so bad that I started playing catch up. And to try to catch up on the time that I had lost 17 years without, I started studying 8 to 10 hours a day trying to catch up. And I studied like that even when I was in school. And I lived in the mosque. My senior in high school, I slept on the floor of the mosque on a piece of styrofoam with some used blankets and sheets from the Goodwill. And I went to school from the mosque and lived on the floor. No radio, no television, none of that. All I had was the books. So I was into studying, trying to catch up on that. So at that time right there, it was closely thereafter that they put me on the rostrum on a Wednesday, and I didn't want to do it. And I ended up speaking. No, Wednesday, they put me on there on a Wednesday, and I told them I was feeling sick, and I was feeling fine until they asked me to speak. Then I got sick. So they put me on Sunday. And we was a small little study group, and I spoke, and everybody was excited and clapping and standing. I said, oh, man, they so nice. They just trying to be supportive to this little crazy little young brother that just came in the mosque. And in my mind, I said, they not genuinely really celebrating what I said like this. They just being supportive. They were genuinely responding. And a few people came to me afterward with my little opening with tears in their eyes. And
yes, sir.
Tell me, this is you. You are a natural teacher. I was like, whatever. I told them, I said, when I first came, I said, y'all never catch me in no dress shoes. I came to be a soldier, and you'll always see me in some boots. I'll never be in no dress shoes. I just want to be a soldier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, that phase, happened, and I still am that same person in the sense that I don't feel bigger and better than him. I'm still just as, in my mind, I believe I'm just as hungry for knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and self-improvement. And I'm just as humble, recognizing that I'm nothing and a nobody. And the only relevance that I do have and my only value I do have is in my ability to be a tool, weapon, or instrument in the hand of the Messiah in the work of putting to perpetual flight Satan and all his minions and building the kingdom of God and being a repair tool for the minds of our suffering people. Other than that, I'm still the same person that I was, and thankful to Allah that he has saw fit to use me in whatever way he has.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. I didn't know you were 17 on that picture. Beautiful. Excellent teaching. And people are bearing witnesses to Katina says, come on now, just want to be a soldier. Humble beginnings. Thank you very much. Okay, beautiful. Boom. Sister Callie says you're studying, sustained you. Wonderful. Thank you all for watching. 2 more questions for our brother. I wanted to ask you, Club Shay Shay, trending all the time, super popular, is going up. And he said the other day I watched it, he said he's been doing it for 4 years. But when he was interviewing Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey quotes you on Club Shay Shay, how did that feel to hear Steve Harvey use your quote on Club Shay Shay? How did that feel?
Well, of course, it was very gratifying, and the fact that I know that there's a verse in the Quran that says this, that Allah knows best where to place his message. So that means that Allah chooses to have certain carriers of an idea of his to his people. And even though I am who I am and I have the sphere of influence that I have, I'm not in the world per se. Someone has the amount of attention that Steve Harvey does have.
Yes, sir.
So by him being able to put it out there like that, and what ends up happening is they say, man, who is this Nuri Muhammad? Because that's what he said. And there's a dude named Nuri Muhammad. And he said what I said. He did pretty good at recounting. It was missing a few ingredients, but it was a pretty good rendition off the top of his head.
Yes, sir.
Of it. And the fact that he said, I wish I had my phone, which means what? That he has it saved, that he can go back and get it, and he uses it on himself and whoever he's trying to help. So I was thankful to Allah for him doing that, because what happened is that people say, all right, they didn't know me. Now, who is this Nuri Muhammad? That is a profound statement. What else has he said that is profound? Oh,
yes, sir.
You mean to tell me that statement is literally just 2 sentences out of his book before you say I do? Well, why get the whole book? And because of that, hundreds and hundreds of people purchased the book. And now we're getting feedback from people that have never been to a mosque that are trying the courtship process.
Go ahead, man.
And people that have successfully navigated through the courtship process and abstained from being physically intimate with a person they were interested in, and they got married, and now they happily ever after. So, you know, it was very gratifying what he did, and the fact that it became a springboard to send people's attention this direction. And of course, I'm not here to be a teacher of no one. I'm here as a student of the teacher whose name is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So once you start liking and loving me, and you start talking to me about how much I've done for you, my mind is always, man, if you like what I said as the student, well, wait till you get in here and sit next to me in the classroom next to the teacher.
Yes, sir.
So I'm thankful to Allah that our brother got something of value that's helped him in his life, shared it with others. They came my direction and said they liked me because he led them to me. And now I'm trying my best to lead them to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. A man that he too, Steve Harvey, loves and admires and respects as well.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Excellent. People saying I got they got your book. They ordered your book. Praise be to Allah. Excellent. Our last question for you, sir, is what have you been doing to unwind, to relax when you're not teaching the word of God and writing books? What have you been doing just to chill?
I spend a whole lot of time sharpening the sword and swinging the sword.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you know, this is a saying that the Master Father Muhammad said to us. He said, work cheerfully. Fear not, we the righteous, the best, and the powerful.
That's right.
Well, if we're supposed to do something that is strenuous, called work, and be cheerful, that means that everything we do, we should do it with a sense of joy,
yes, sir.
With fun attached to it. So I have a saying about life, about marriage. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. So, you know, I spend time with my family. We do whatever we do, whether it's eating, whether it's playing Uno, whether it's playing Family Feud, school,
yes, sir.
AIDS, whatever it is, we have fun. So that, you know, that's what I do. And I do like exercise. I like working out. It's something I do. Running is very therapeutic. To me, it's a great stress reliever. But that's pretty much what I do. Is I try to make sure that wherever we are, that their fun is a component of it. If I'm in the study group, we're gonna have fun in the study group. If I'm in the class, we're gonna have fun in class. If I'm teaching a lecture, you're gonna hear me. I'm having fun.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you listen to me teach a lecture, I don't sound like a stiff professor. I'm having fun while I'm teaching So that's just what I try to do. I try to make sure that whatever I'm doing, marriage, family time, study, exercise, teaching, brotherhood, whatever it is, if I'm not having fun, I think I'm doing it wrong.
Beautiful. All praises to Allah, and people are bearing witness all around the world. Thank you all very much for watching, and we continue to send positive energy and love to our brother, Student Minister Nuri Muhammad. Thank you very much. And man, excellent. I want to thank you on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast. Brother Minister Nuri has always shown nothing but love to me, my family, the soldiers, and we love you and respect you, sir. And we love and respect your family. So I just want to make sure that your wife and your children know that we love and honor you all, and look forward to seeing you this Savior's Day. So happy early Savior's Day. So happy Savior's Day, Minister. Happy Savior's Day.
And happy Savior's Day to you too, and love you and your family. You know that. And thank you all so much for your prayers. Thank you all so much for thinking about us. As you know, we are navigating through life with a broken heart to some extent, but by Allah's grace, we're finding healing by helping our people, and we haven't pulled away from. We tried to dive deeper into the mission of the resurrection of our people. Thank you all so much, brothers and sisters, for those of you that purchased the latest book, and those of you that saw fit to buy it as a gift of knowledge to your cousins, your nephews, nieces, your coworkers, people you're working on, sons, daughters. Thank you all so much. And I look forward to hearing some feedback. I just got a message today from a brother that was in the NBA. He's not in the NBA anymore, but he sent me, I'm not going to put his name out there because I don't know if he wants it on blast.
Yes, sir.
He told me, he said, I just got your book yesterday, and I have read the whole book from one cover to the other. And he said, I want to just thank you, brother, for what this book just did for my mind and my life. I will never be the same. Thank you. So we're already starting to get that kind of feedback, and I hope you all will see the benefits of it as well. And it allows you to turn your potential energy and power of your mind into kinetic, where you too can levitate over life's challenges and have a life of luxury, money, good home, friendships in all walks of life, and unlimited progress. Thank you, Brother Josh, and the staff and soldiers of the People's Podcast. It's been my honor to be with you again.
Yes, sir. And I want to let you know that myself and my family, inshallah, we will come to your table and vending. We want to make sure we get a picture with you, the book, as well as your family. I want your children to know, but primarily your son, to know that the sons of laborers, ministers, soldiers who put in work, we're going to do better and make sure that we all stay connected, one family all around the world, all around the nation. We love you. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you all for watching.